Wina Papa, Ba Royal TV, so Brassum, Sama Hodwa, Yansaka, Sakasia, Yapabwanwa, the day bro, I can come for me, Amina Minimia.
Or say, I could see Sheho.
And send me more but here, I say so, and say, Mampeni, John Dramani Mahama, I didn't send to Dra, RtvGhana, ya mam ran home.
South no so for share Ghana, a year on the some so, and so actually say, a Yatia, on near a one of the two. And
send me no, a caway moon, and I abandon the die. Ye beba by moon, a day as some more. I pay the bread, now and 70 moonship moon, young fat and some more. Mampenin John Dramani Mahama Akasa, Edin Sembi Atuja, RtvGhana, ya mamra home. Nina say, and Quaphobia one more a you won't tea, what's a committee, I was just say, I was say a mamra no ya share, Nancy Caribbean woman, ye a woman, and answer, you may be in power, say the cahu, ye the account, and no, and a mampeni at Tunumutu, I found say me who no much say. And ya dare say, a year, a mamran Sakayamono, a yard saying who could be in a day bar, name of my babwapa, a macarimamin kebi. Etimi afan into my prefra, just say, Kevin Kabia Ghana, a dear Matosono, a dinkan copa, and a erba, and it's committee no, one more down, Munda, Yadia say, who could be impo, and a macofa, one more ediato muso.
Decades, the 1992 Constitution has been the foundation of our democracy. It has guided us through periods of growth and challenge, securing our rights and freedoms while ensuring peaceful transitions of power. It has given us stability, resilience, and hope. Those who framed this document can look back with pride, knowing that their vision has not only endured, but has become the backbone of our nation's progress. And I say kudos to all the ordinary men and women who gathered at that time to produce this document. Yet, as with all living things, our Constitution must evolve. Former Chief Justice Soa, and I'm taking from the same quote as the AG, in the landmark to 4 vs. Attorney General case, describe our Constitution as a living organism, a sentiment that reminds us that the strength of any democracy lies in its ability to adapt. Over the years, we've seen gaps, ambiguities, and challenges that demand attention. The world has changed, and so too must the legal framework that governs us. The call for constitutional reform is not an admission of failure, but an acknowledgement of the progress, a recognition that our democracy must be dynamic, responsive, and ever attuned to the needs of our people. On this day, we honor the foresight of His Excellency John Evans Atta Mills, who in 2010 established the Constitutional Review Commission, led by Professor Albert Fiadjo. The comprehensive work of that commission, along with the efforts of the Constitution Review Implementation Committee, chaired by Professor Evio Dankwa, laid a solid foundation. More recently, in 2023, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo established the Constitution Review Consultative Committee, chaired by Mrs. Clara Beri Kasati, whose findings were submitted last year in December 2024. These initiatives reflect a long-standing national desire to refine our governance structures, and today we must take the next bold step on that journey. The task before you is critical. You're not just reviewing reports and proposing amendments. You're helping to shape the future of our dear nation, Ghana. Your mandate is to carefully examine past recommendations, identify necessary changes, and create a clear roadmap that will finally lead to meaningful constitutional amendments. This process must not become another chapter in the history of unfulfilled reform efforts. It must be a turning point, a moment when Ghana moves decisively from discussion to action. I understand the weight of responsibility that comes with this task, and I assure you that your work will not be in vain. This will not be an exercise in futility. We are determined to see this process through, and I have every confidence in your ability to deliver results that will serve both the present and future generation of Ghanaians. This exercise is not about any political party. It is about Ghana. It is about ensuring that our Constitution reflects the values, hopes, and dreams of every Ghanaian, regardless of their background or affiliation. Your diverse perspectives will enrich this process, and I urge you to engage widely with citizens from all walks of life in this process. This Constitution must belong to all of us. It must inspire trust, it must unite us, and it must provide a framework for a more just, inclusive.
Yetwa ensem so enfa eni enfa nkyerɛ so afɔ hwɛ ɛyɛ ahonne ensem so John Jenapo na ɔno so ɛde nsem atodwa babra wo hia committee na committee o hia ɔno no o kyerɛ mu sɛ sa committee committee a wɔnom apawa wɔmo ɛba na ɔmo abɛboa mo mu sɛ ɛyɛ kanea ho nsem no ankrankrofo yɛmfɔ no mu wrɛmu anaasɛ ne kwan sɛ yɛde wɔnom ewrɛmu nti ɔsɛ committee no na bɛhwɛ na wɔnom edi sɛ adwuma ni nyinaa nya wo kyerɛ sɛ amanfo bi ɛkyerɛ sɛ ahonne bɔ no yɛntum bia eche na dwene nso che se committee ni betena se na omo ne omo ka bi omo hia adi nkomo ajamanfo nya adwen kire wonum wi a omo hu ne won ebeye na wose enyade a ECG no omo ebeton.
It will be inappropriate to just proceed with a particular model or style, and so we integrated a committee to consult all of you, including POO and all the other stakeholders, so that they can bring your inputs and ideas to bear, and that will guide us as to how we go about involving the private sector as far as the distribution sector is concerned. And so let me reiterate, and that is what transpired last week. We did not say that we are selling ECG or selling any other entity. If we are taking a decision to sell, then there will be no need to constitute a committee to engage all the stakeholders. But we are convinced, beyond reasonable doubt, that some private sector participation would bring about some level of efficiency. And already, I do know that ECG started something, especially the SBUs. The strategic business unit was to bring in the private sector to enhance collection in particular. ECG, I am told today, based on today's meeting, collects about 1.4, 1.3 billion. And out of that, only 850 million is declared through the cash waterfall mechanism. I intend I will reverse this scenario immediately. Every collection must be lodged in a particular account and accounted for. It brings about transparency, it brings about efficiency, and it brings about trust. We cannot continue to increase tariffs and kill the people of Ghana with draconian tariffs. Based on what ECG declares, all the money, if you aggregate them by the end of the year, it will not be enough to even pay for the fuel bills, let alone pay for generators, pay transmission companies, and even pay you, the staff. So certainly, we must do something about that. And it's in the light of that we thought that committee should engage all of you. And I'm sure that some of you might come up with models that will work. And we are willing and open to listen to all of you. But let me assure the Public Utilities Workers Union that we see you as a partner. We believe that we can work with you. Even as we have the mandate of the people of Ghana, we'll continue to engage you and to listen to you.
Also, I want some food from Adiamawa, Yankopiemu, our Ora Sam George Nakachendra, Okopiemu, our vetting committee for no enim, Edo and Amswa, Yabusano, say aso, and maybe a tremu what in Zembi to draw a farm, Mampina, what Tremuquo, Nana, Adudanque Kufadua, what just say, a that's all mine is a can where we are, and we committee in Busan is also, what I should not answer me, or can I say no cry, and I say no cry, and no, and Amswa, Sam George, while Brother committee. Na no chese ampa odaso gina dojina na se mampeni na dan kwaku fado e ya de se o man ni sika no wo wi aye pa eno nam so chese wo hwema keta se proye kankan ni dwemudie no wo wo mu be ohanso a chese ni nyina afa na dan kwaku fado ho a eno kwan no se committee ni kwan ma ne kwan a wo betua wo bani nyina e de a kire wo musemre e be ma ne kwan a.
Honorable nominee,
Mr. Chairman,
you have just watched the video. Would you want to explain what you mean by Nana Akufo-Addo did not steal from the public purse, but he actually stole the purse. Would you explain what you meant by that? And after that, let the public know whether you still stand by that statement or you seek to retract.
Mr. Chairman, before I answer, may I seek leave of you to know how many minutes I have to answer this question? Because I have a litany of over 700 corruption scandals under President Akufo-Addo that I would list systematically and explain each one to show Ghanaians how President Akufo-Addo and his government stole the public purse.
Honorable nominee, the question is, do you stand by it or not?
The question was twofold. So, do I stand by it? Yes. Why did I say it? That's what I'm asking for. How many minutes or hours you give to me to run through 700 corruption scandals under President Akufo-Addo?
Ewusuagina Owura Sam George nakachewa enkomodie ye koso no omosan so bisa no efa anti LGBTQ no eho ensensem eho na eno ene wo chirim se Ghana fo nyina bekaye a emno mampanyini John Dramani Mahammed Tankonya so no wone empanyimfo ya so empanyimfo hia edi nkomo no chirim se e wo se ye busua ye bomo ban pa yi pa yenkoda nyina ne ye ma eye ne pa eko wonum emu na ose mampanyini echirim se womo a omo tenase ehwe LGBTQ emra no mu no mrasujafo ya no motoso emotwe no ne tenase omudi se adwuma no sisi ade ewu nti se ye behwe ne agye atum bi ma gese sa emrasujafo motoso enkuni esanso etenase ehwemu edi hu anobobo ansana mampanyini agye edi atum.
President Mahama spoke immediately after his swearing in when he met with the Catholic Bishops' Conference. I wish to quote what he said, parts of what he said, with your permission. So the convention is that all bills that are not assented to before the expiration of the life of Parliament expires. And so that bill effectively is dead. It has expired. I don't know what the promoters of the bill intend to do, but I do think that we should have a conversation on it again. I repeat that again for emphasis. President Mahama said, I do think that we should have a conversation on it again so that all of us, if we decide to move that bill forward, move it forward with a consensus. My position is that that bill is a critical part of our national life. Ghanaian family values, our children's innocence must be protected. In this 9th Parliament, that bill will be reintroduced, either as a private member's bill or as government's bill. I will work with government. If it's government's bill, if it's not and it's my bill, I will bring it back again, because my chiefs seated here, the chiefs from Ningo and Pram supported me in bringing that bill in the 8th Parliament. They've asked me to reintroduce it in the 9th Parliament. I will do so. Thank you.
Well, Amahodroso Ensemu and ECOWAS Economic Community of West African States a year a bibremu amamun kabuomu kuo wamodin sembi ababetu dwa wamoche se no Niger Mali ena afenso Burkina Faso woyi wonti anase woyi omu nyina edi afri sa ekuo ni mu ni nyina se bekaya wo hwa sa aman hodrom yensen ya mu bibremu ya ekama ya se omodi eku anase omodi mrasho wonse anase atrafo eje tumi ede afi aban a wote so nso eno nam so ECOWAS kyese enya je se etwa ye kura wo ye man na se wodi ku na ebo brade wontumi enka ko ne ho eno ti ne twa se sa aman miensen wo mo etumi eyi wo mo efri ekuo ni mu na nso ECOWAS anso kyese wo mo de wo mafa mu de anase chitai bia wo timi ebetai wo mo echi biara no wo be wo mafa mu de bia se na bia benso ebetumi aboa ama asomdue etumi aba womo esanso echese womo shabodin din se womo kwan so anaso mopunu abie ede amasa amai mu nyina so mu wonchiremu bi anase mo wo mentemi hwase bi a omatumi aba bepie mu ewo mo akache na afensu no womotumi anya mu nchiremu ede ama wo manase nsembise bi a womo ebetumi eyi won ho ano ede ama wo mo ni nyina mu no ECOWAS kyerɛ sɛ enye sɛ mpo e wapayo bi anase omatena se e na maheda abo wonti mu pɔ sɛ omu yi sa aman nyina afiri won mu anase omu nka ho bio no nanso omu hwɛ emra ene omakwan omu de ye adwuma ensem fata kwa sɛ sa aman bi ebetumi aka ho bi enu nti ene nam so a womu etumi eyi won mu din anase omaman no edi afiri ECOWAS ko no emu
ya to ansem so ewo amawdo so ensemu yemfa yani emfa enkyere eye ya santimantem hada na eye asantimantem ase police intelligence department no e de atodwa se wonom akyere abrante bia abrante no onu tu se okum nipa afa so ochi nipa si esan bu amanfo e de wonom efa so ya woka nipa bi hu a ye pe womo na ya kye womo ne din e de Ibrahim Kayaba onfie aduonu enson na asantimantem ase police intelligence department no echimu se emradwe ya ewo askwa na branti wonom echire no a omo hwese askwa secret court ebehwe na omo ebedi nasem enso ho ede amana nasem no yede akohye eye February bosom de toso aduonu eye du enman mesremo na wonom echirim se abranti bi yandi ede Isaac Insia eye Foster ono ehwe ya oye nhwemu ede fansim wo nyina hom kyese abantie wonam pan boni so ne fi Togo membe piemu e wo Ghana ha na woyi nipa boni fo so papa ya Togo man no ono hwe ne kra na wo mo akire no ya omu kyem se obepiemu e wo eye Ghana ha Kumasia na oba bepiemu na wo 2022 no emu no na empanifo epe no akire no emia bi te se eye enkran Kumasia ena boko no mpe no na wono akire ma branti edwane ya mo ba bi o sha nyame ncha dia ye kasei obepiem e Kumasia se a police for adoa abranti no e honom wo se eye afimpinu ni aduenu enan no na oka ekuo bi hu a ekuo no nipa miensa no mu di bonefo sem ya bonefo sem mo di ni enyan se wonom akire obi na wonom ekum no e wo eye Kumasi ha ekwa ya wosempa o mche abantu no nisi ni no so kire no a wonum ekum no na se eyedwuma a wonum edie Togo no di dwuma no epem wo Ghana ha wosanso di se edwuma no a Nyakopon aya adom a apolisfo wonum ensa aka abranti ya wonum ehwe se ombetoa so na nasem di no omahwe na omo edi ede amano
agasi ye ko na yenhwe ko yi nipa bonifo ya apolisfo ensa aka na abranti na nam so Ibrahim Kayaba abante na nam so me che Ibrahim wabane homodin waya je pa
ebi se sene wo hwese na abante ne boni a wodi na enye Ghana hanko anu di boni Togo ono ani kom Togo ho no wodi sa boni na a ye pe na kire no wodwan be se Ghana wodwan be se Ghana so sa na ho bebo ekuo bi ya o mo di sa boni fo samti abante wo yini ma ye no waya de pa
wache ni kuwa na ayama ni kuwa na ayama nti na ya che no
Nkabrante nso ayade
ono so ayade Isaac ayade abusia kase ni nyina esi akenkan for ne amanya me wada kwa me ni minua
osei akosi hweho
production team yeda mu nyina se Ernesto MCR sanso ena Mr. Boatin enso eka ho bi yamamo eni hwanitia ahenwa